Hi, I'm Judi Friedman, and I'm chairperson of an organization called PACE, People's Action for a Clean, and I mean squeaky clean energy. We're an organization that's been around since 1973, and we hope that you really love clean energy because we do. We think clean energy is about health, good health, and also, interestingly enough, this issue is also about money. It's a way to save money, it's a way to make money, and if you can't combine good health and money, what could be better? I don't know. Anyway, PACE was started by Wesleyan students in 1973. They were going to build a nuclear plant in Middletown. And because the students and faculty were so upset about that, they formed an organization, and that was the beginning. And what we do is try to educate people about clean energy. Frankly, I am very, very concerned about nuclear energy, fracking, air pollution, Connecticut air pollution problems, coal, oil, natural gas, all these, because we do have solutions. We have renewable energy, and we have energy efficiency. And today I have a wonderful guest on this program. I'll use first of all, he's really nice, and he's very smart, he's very dedicated, and he knows a lot about clean energy, and his name is Bob Wahl. Bob, hi.
Thank you, Judi.
We're very glad to have you on the program because you've been involved in clean energy in Connecticut for a long time. And I think we've made tremendous advances. When our organization first started, we had passive solar homes and fairly good insulation, solar hot water to some extent, and now unbelievable things are happening. So, Bob, please tell us where you work and a little bit about what you do.
Okay, I work for the Connecticut Green Bank.
Green Bank. Now listen, there's money.
Right.
And there's ecology. What's a green bank?
We are the successor organization to the Clean Energy Finance and Investment Authority, and before that we were known as the Connecticut Clean Energy Fund.
Okay, probably lots of people, you've probably heard of the Connecticut Clean Energy Fund. Okay, that name went away, then it became the Connecticut Clean Energy Finance and Investment Authority.
And that's why we changed it, because nobody could remember it. But
I could never remember it. CFIA.
We now have the simple and beautiful name of the Connecticut Green Bank.
Beautiful. And what does that involve?
We're a quasi-public agency. And
quasi-public meaning?
We're a state agency, but we receive our funding primarily from a surcharge from electric ratepayers.
Okay, so if I'm going to pay my electric bill, part of that charge would go toward the Green Bank?
Correct.
Aha.
And
then what?
Well, we use that money to develop programs and products to scale up the adoption of clean energy, which includes not only renewable energy, but energy efficiency and even alternative fuel vehicles.
Okay, let's go slowly now. That money that in my surcharge on the electric bill goes towards renewable energy, energy efficiency. Can you give us an example of what you think is really important, energy efficiency?
Well, this encompasses things like insulation, weatherizing your home or office building, more efficient equipment, furnaces, boilers, air conditioners, and anything that uses energy. We try to encourage people to do it more efficiently.
Okay, how do you encourage people to do it more efficiently? How does the Green Bank encourage people to do it more efficiently?
As I said, we have a number of programs, and what I wanted to add was the money we receive from that surcharge can only take us so far, and will never realize the goals that the state of Connecticut and Governor Malloy have established. So what we were tasked with doing is to go out and attract private capital with our limited funding, so we can do many times more what we used to do historically.
Okay, so money will come from the surcharge, and you're going after private capital.
Correct.
Can you give me an example of how you go after private capital? Who would that private capital be?
Well, I can give you a couple of examples. On the homeowner side, we have developed a residential loan product called the Smarty Loan.
Okay, guys, this is really a good deal. Smart E bundle loan, right?
Well, it's the Smarty Loan, and there's a special bundle promotion.
There's a special bundle.
But,
so what does that mean?
But the Smarty Loan can be used for over 40 home energy improvement measures.
40 home energy improvement, a really low interest loan?
Yes, it depends. There's varying lengths and varying rates, but if you do 2 or more of the approved measures, including solar, then you can get an extremely low rate.
So if I want to upgrade my furnace and do solar, I would get a lower rate.
Correct.
And what if I want to do insulation and I want to do my furnace and I want to do solar?
You can combine, one or many different home improvement measures. There are limits on how much the total loan can be, but we work with private lenders, local banks and credit unions throughout the state. And people can apply for their loans either directly through the banks or working with their contractors.
So why would I come to why would I come for a loan rather than going to my bank, to my regular bank?
I think this product is extremely flexible. It covers many different measures, and you can use 20% of the loan amount for non-energy purposes. So if you need to shore up your roof to put solar panels or trim some tree limbs, you can use it for that purposes. You can also use it to remove mold or asbestos if you happen to have those problems.
So that's really good, because so let's say I want to have solar energy, but I have some tree problems. I can use that loan money also for maybe trimming trees.
Right, because that adds to the cost of a project, but this helps to finance it. And ultimately, you're going to start saving money on your energy bills, and that will pay for the amount of the loan, and eventually you'll start pocketing all those savings after the loan is paid off.
See, this program is really about money.
So that's for the homeowner side, but on the commercial side, for businesses and other commercial properties, we have a cool new program that sounds almost exactly like your organization, but it's called CPACE.
CPACE, letter C, and then a hyphen, and then PACE, right?
Right, which stands for Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy.
Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy, okay? What is that?
So this is a great program that's available statewide as long as your town has adopted CPACE, but it allows commercial property owners to make a similarly wide range of energy improvements without using any of their own capital. It can get 100% financing at attractive rates that's paid off through an assessment on their property taxes. And by law, the savings has to be greater than the amount financed. So people will start saving money immediately. They're able to improve their facilities, improve the comfort and productivity within those buildings, and save their money for other business needs.
I think we have an example of that in Canton, the town that I live in. I think the hardware store has done that, and it's very exciting to see that happen.
Yeah, and this is available for multifamily properties as well as nonprofits, so houses of worship, which are traditionally cash-strapped, can do things to make it comfortable in the winter and the summer. They can go solar, and it's really a game-changing.
Would it cover something like a mini split heat pump?
Yeah, it covers a wide range of improvements as long as they're affixed to the building.
I'm frankly very much excited about mini splits because it takes the cooling from the air in the summer amazingly, and cools and the warmth from the air in the winter, and you can put it in after the fact, and it saves tremendous amount of energy, and it's just a great invention, I think.
Right, and you can use the Smarty loan for that for your home if you wanted.
And the wonderful thing about these applications are that you immediately see a change in your bill. You change your lighting, for instance, to LED lighting, and instantly you're going to have a lower bill.
Right.
It's
And
just wonderful.
the real revolution here in Connecticut has been the solar industry, which I know we're going to talk a lot about tonight, but people have essentially been eliminating their bills except for the standard monthly service charge. If you have enough roof space and you don't use an exorbitant amount of energy, you can completely wipe out the majority of your bill.
Wipe out the majority of your electric bill. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Putting solar on your roof or your garage roof, or you can have a ground mount on your lawn or field, wherever you are, as long as you have sunlight, and you can get, then your electric bill will only be the fixed charge, which we hope this year will be lower than it has been, right? Or not as high as people wanted it to be.
They're working on that. I know you were probably one of the first homes in Connecticut to go solar. Would you venture a guess as to how many homes in the state have now chosen to go that same route?
I can't wait to hear. All I know is that I hear more people say, oh, my neighbor put solar on. Oh, my friend put solar on. Oh, my cousin put solar on. Does it work?
Well, when I looked today at nearly 11,000 homes in Connecticut.
11,000 homes in Connecticut have solar electric energy, not solar hot water. We're talking about solar photovoltaics, right?
Yeah, not all of them are installed. Some are in the process.
11,000 homes in our state.
And that has grown by leaps and bounds, especially in the few short years Connecticut Green Bank has, changed its mission. In the early years, we'd have maybe 50 or 100 solar projects, and last year I think it was over 4,000.
Wonderful. And the thing about solar in Connecticut is that these are jobs in Connecticut. When you put a solar panel on your house, you have Connecticut installers, so the money's staying in the state. For instance, if you get energy from Hydro-Quebec in Canada, that money is going to Canada, and I don't want that money to go to Canada. I want money to stay in Connecticut. So here we are again about money, because solar installation means jobs, and that's very, very exciting. Mm-hmm. Great job. And Bob, there's a wonderful program that probably many of our listeners know about, but maybe you could tell us a little more, called Solarize. What is Solarize?
The Solarize Connecticut program is a special marketing program that was originally developed in Portland, Oregon, and worked incredibly well. The state of Massachusetts then adopted it a little bit before Connecticut, and we sat down with our counterparts there and made a few changes to bring it to our state. But we're now finishing up campaigns, and we'll have done 58 towns throughout the state.
So 58 towns out of 169 towns have adopted the Solarize program.
Right. So essentially the program runs for 20 weeks, and through a targeted education, outreach, and marketing effort, we help spread the word within a community, and typically a town works with a single installer that offers a basic package at greatly discounted rates.
Money again. Here we are, discounted rates if you work with the Solarize program.
Right, and there are options if you have special circumstances on your roof or have to do a ground mount system, for example, or if you want to use US-made panels or high-efficiency panels, you can choose to upgrade, and that might cost a little more, but basically, customers have been saving 15 to 20% on the total cost of
because
solar.
of the Solarize. If you have Solarize program in your town, you can save up to 15 or 20% as opposed to not having the Solarize program.
Right, off the total initial price. And then there is a state incentive that is provided by the Green Bank, whether you purchase or lease your system. There's also a 30% federal tax credit. So at the end of the day, the out-of-pocket cost is greatly reduced, and the payback is getting shorter and shorter, especially as people's electric rates keep going through the roof.
And we know that electric rates are going to rise, so get the solar on your house, and then you're ahead of the game. It's very exciting. Now, you did bring up something that I think people are very interested in, and that is the option to buy the solar panels or lease the solar panels. So can you tell us about those two options?
Sure. I think the lease option has greatly expanded the adoption rates throughout the country, and particularly in Connecticut. But the lease allows people to get solar for no money down. Okay,
money again, here we go. Get solar on your house, no money down.
And then
sounds like too much. It's unbelievable.
And a third party actually owns the system, and the homeowner pays a monthly lease rate, which can be fixed or escalating, depending on whatever they choose, over a period of 20 years. And you're guaranteed to start saving money from month one, and it will hover below.
So if you have a fixed rate and the electric rates are going up, you're going to stay at that fixed rate,
right,
paying.
No matter what the electric price is 20 years from now.
Okay, what if the company that you're leasing from goes broke, goes bankrupt? What happens then?
Well, that hasn't happened. We work with lending partners, and there are certain assurances that come with it. There is change in the industry, but I'm not sure exactly what happens because we haven't really confronted that yet. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of protections that come with this that guarantees the homeowner and protects them from anything that could go wrong with the system. They don't have to maintain it.
They don't have to maintain it.
No, the third party is responsible for operating.
So there's not going to be a lot of work.
Not that there is much, as you know. Mother Nature typically takes care of cleaning the pollen and dust off the panels. But the other option, which previously was the preferred method, was to purchase a system, and you get a greater return on investment if you do purchase, but it entails putting out some money up front. There are also some financing options that you can purchase a system using a loan for no money down.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I could buy a system, a solar system for my house, no money down, and it would be a good, there would be no money down and...
Yeah, you would get a good return on the investment, but you'd be paying off the loan for the period of your loan, and typically people do 10 or 12 years. After that point, you own the system, so all of the savings go into your pocket.
And I have heard that the resale value of the house is increased if you have solar panels. So that's another plus, another money plus for this clean energy idea.
And there's no increase to your property tax as a result of the solar, even though the value of the home is going up.
Mm-hmm. And Bob, not only does solar make sense economically, which is what we're talking about big time, but I call it feel-good energy. It feels good not to be part of a whole polluting environment, and to be able to get, at least during the day, the solar energy. And people think, Connecticut, why solar energy in Connecticut? We have a lot of sun.
We do. I like to tell people that we don't get as much sunlight as they get in Arizona, for example, but we get far more than they have in Germany, which is the world's leading adopter of solar. And when you combine the electric rates, which Connecticut is usually second only to Hawaii for the highest rates in the country, that means...
there's another money issue again. Connecticut is, say that again?
Has the second highest electric rates in the country. And when you're displacing that with the energy you're producing from your rooftop, that means the payback comes even faster than it does in Arizona, where the electric prices are much lower.
And it certainly helps our air pollution problem, because these solar systems are most productive in the summer when we bring on old plants online that are very, very polluting. Mm-hmm. So and there's some days that you're they tell people, children don't go out to play, older people don't go out to play, the air pollution is so bad. And
Right,
if we did solar, that problem would be very much erased.
And I have a friend and another mentor like you who went solar about 2 years ago, and he was aware of the high incidence of asthma in Fairfield where I live, and we have a lot of power plants on either side of us, but there's a real cost to medical conditions caused by those dirty power plants. So a child has to miss school or a sporting event, and the parent has to take time off from work to bring them to the hospital or the doctor, and there are economic costs associated with that as well.
Of course, one thing I just love too, I have a Toyota Prius hybrid plug-in, and I only plug in when the sun's shining, only then. And I have gone now 3,000 miles and filled the gas tank 3 times. So basically, I'm getting 1,000 miles a gallon because of solar, and I only plug in when the sun shines, so it's not any conventional energy. So there's money
bragging?
Again. What?
But who's bragging?
I'm just excited about, that option for people. It's just very exciting. So when you get solar, it allows you to do lots of different things, not just your lighting, not just your washing machine, but maybe your heating and your car and a whole bunch of things.
People can also use solar for hot water, which is a very affordable alternative, especially if you currently heat your water with oil or electricity. The payback is astounding for that.
Right. How do you think Connecticut figures in the solar race in this country? Are we doing pretty well? How would you say that we're doing?
I think we're typically ranked in the top 10, although we're probably the smallest state of those top
Wonderful.
10s. So you always hear California, of course, is
Right.
the leader, but it's surprising
We have water.
it's surprising how frequently Connecticut is mentioned in the same breath as California.
Wonderful.
And I think we're also a real leader in innovation. The Green Bank has developed so many cool products and are being looked at by many states around the country. CPACE is a good example. We weren't the first state to do it, but we were the first to offer it statewide, and we're getting by far the most projects out of that program.
Well, I just want to thank you, Bob, for coming on the show, because you have been a stalwart right from the beginning, and I just think that the work you've done is just fabulous. So, Bob Wahl from the Green Bank, thank you so much. You're just a great guest and a great friend and a real advocate.
I owe a lot to my teachers.
So I hope you keep on your good work and never give up, never stop.
Thank you. I'll do my best.
Good. Okay.